All right, today we're going to talk about perspective. First, we're going to start with 1-point perspective. Perspective is something that artists use to make things look like they're going back in space. Here's a great example. M.C. Escher was a master of perspective. So if we look at these lines here in the corners, it's kind of like we're looking at the inside of a box, and these are the corners of the box. So all of these lines would merge towards 1 point. You can see if we drew a straight line from these, they would all merge to this point here. This is called the vanishing point. All those lines are vanishing towards 1 point. So this is an interesting example of 1-point perspective. I'm going to show you guys a really easy way to do some 1-point perspective. Normally artists would use special tools. We're just going to freehand it. The one thing I want you to notice is that you have a horizon line. The horizon line is where the sky meets the earth. So if we were standing at the ocean and you saw this is the water and the ocean and that's the sky, there's your horizon line. So we're going to draw our horizon line. The vanishing point is always on the horizon line because all your lines are going to go towards that horizon line. Buildings don't vanish up towards the sky. So here's my vanishing point. Because we're doing 1-point perspective, I only have one vanishing point. Okay, now we're going to start with just drawing a box, a square. It could be any shape. It just has to be four-sided, like a building. I'll do a rectangle shape. So just as neatly as you can, try to draw a square. The thing with perspective, because we're going to draw a building, so we want the lines that go vertically to be straight up and down 90 degrees from our horizontal lines. This is why we want a square. So each one of these corners is 90 degrees. We don't want to draw our building like this or our square like this. These lines are not parallel with one another, and the side lines need to be parallel with one another. My light just died. So make sure that when you draw your square, the top and bottom lines are parallel. That's like train tracks. They're parallel to each other. They're never going to touch. They go the exact same direction. And the side lines are parallel. All right. Now, from every corner that is closest to our vanishing point, we're going to draw lines towards that vanishing point. We're not going to do the bottom corner because it overlaps behind. It's behind the box. You wouldn't see it. We're going to pretend this is a solid surface, like a wall. So sometimes what I would tell students to do is, I don't have a ruler handy, but I have this straight edge of piece of cardboard. So from the corner, the bottom corner of my box, I'm going to draw a line towards my vanishing point. If you don't have a ruler or a straight edge, it's okay. You can freehand it. It just makes it a little bit easier if you have that straight edge to line up one corner. See how I put my pencil down, push the straight edge against it, and then line it up to my vanishing point, hold it down, draw that line. And the same thing, this corner here, put my straight edge next to it, draw my line. Okay, so what I've done now is I have created the bottom line and the top line for this side of my block. This is the front shape of my block. This will be the side of my block. This will be the top of my block, the roof, so to speak. It's like I'm making a square, a block. Now I need to end my block. It needs to end. So I need to draw a line going straight down to end it and a line straight across to end it. Now here's the trick. Again, those lines need to be parallel with the side line here and the top line here. So when you draw that line, even if you're freehanding it, you want it to go straight down, just like this line is going straight down. It doesn't angle like that, doesn't angle like that. It goes straight down because they're, again, parallel. This side, we want it to be parallel. So again, you could take your straight edge and I can just slide it over and then draw that. So this is where that side would end. And then from this corner, I'm going to draw straight across because this line and this line are parallel. But a lot of students, this is what they do. They draw their line like this. This line and this line are not parallel. See how this is crooked? So you want to, again, slide it up, connect at this corner, and then draw it straight across to that line. Now it looks like my roof is flat. This makes it look like the roof is tilting back. So I'm going to erase that line because that is not correct. That's the key with perspective. These lines need to be parallel. These lines need to be parallel. Lines that are across from each other need to always be parallel. That's the basics of 1 point perspective. Then you would erase these lines here. So this is what a box would look like on the right side of your vanishing point. It would look the opposite on the left side of the vanishing point. So if we did one over here, that line's not very straight. Then I do the same thing. I'm going to go to my vanishing point, and now I'll actually use the pencil so I can erase those other lines. So now I'm starting from the vanishing point. I'm lining up to my corner here. Draw my line. Okay, hold my pencil at the vanishing point, connect to the next corner, draw my line, and then I won't do it to this corner because it goes through my box. We don't need to do it there. And I'll go from this corner to my vanishing point. So this wall is going to be very thin. All right, again, parallel. So this line, parallel. And then this line is going straight vertically, horizontally rather. Then I'm going to line it up here and make it, that back line, parallel. Okay, so those lines are parallel, those lines are parallel. Now I can erase the back lines going towards my vanishing point, and I have created a cube. If you want to make your cube look hollow, now I could put a line from this corner towards that vanishing point. So I'll show you how to do that. So this would go towards my vanishing point, maybe to about right there. And then what I'm going to do is make the back of the box going from there to this corner here. Well, I didn't line it up quite right. So what you want to do is make that line go to the vanishing point. From this corner, I'm going to draw a line straight down 90 degrees from the horizon line, 90 degrees. Where those two lines connect, that's where that back corner will be. And then again, this line will go straight like my horizon line. So this would be the hollow part of my box. This is the sidewall. This is the bottom. So that would be if I wanted to make my box look hollow. Here's a solid box. There's a hollow box. All right, that's 1 point perspective. So you guys go ahead and practice that.